It's perfect morning. The water is calm, the birds are chirping, and we are gliding along silently, using nothing but electric power. Sounds like a dream, right? Now, how to get there? How you can see right now, we have these big engines here, and we want to get rid of from them at the first place. We want to convert this boat to fully self-sufficient electric boat. So we will have electric motors both on both sides. Original plan was super easy. Just grab Tesla drive units, install instead of those Chevy V8 huge motors. But the thing is, we need a lot of money because each of these Tesla drive units costs around, depends where you want to find it, but let's say from 4 to 8,000 Canadian dollars. Plus you need batteries, so it's kind of more on the expensive side, and we're not ready because we're not prepared to spend so much money on it. And this is a thing which I'm working right now. This is electric motor from electric unicycle from the company where I work right now, and I just want to try an experiment with this thing would be able to maneuver us around because one of our engines is dead. Check this out, guys. I figured out why the engine was overheated. How you can see, this was a belt which is supposed to drive this pump, but let's open it up and see what's inside. So yeah, my assumption was right, and how you can see, the impellers just felt and fall apart on a small tiny pieces. So rest in peace, port engine. Rest in peace. But to test the motor, I need to somehow connect it to the drive shaft, and as you can guess, I need mounting plates what don't exist. So I decided to make them myself. How you can see, this was a blueprint which I did. Was pretty easy to do, and right after a couple of weeks we get it back. So here's our parcel with all our stuff, which was did on a CNC. I have no idea what's inside, so let's open it. I'm super excited because I never ordered anything like this before. I usually knew a couple of guys who own their own turning table, I would say. This is so good. This is so freaking good. So this thing should go. Check this. It's just almost no play. Oh, this is so amazing. So this would be the main holding point for the whole engine, just to make sure it will not spin around. And these holes are basically universal mount point. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This is gonna be so awesome. Oh, wow. This looks so cool. Oh my god, this looks amazing. And now it just goes here, and this part will be just bolt in to the drive shaft. This is so cool. This is so insanely cool. Do you feel the power? Wow.
Meanwhile.
Okay, to test our electric engine, I found out these batteries. So this is 100.8 volts batteries from electric unicycle. The problem with these batteries, they have a beautiful BMS, but this BMS is broken. And for some cells, we have a really bad voltage. Let's say, for example, here, we can see it's 4.1, it's ideal, but if we will go somewhere here, it would be 1.2, and this is really bad. So, to be fair, all of them was 1.2, 1.5. I already recharged some of them to just make sure what they will keep the charge, so they're keeping this charge for, I don't know, several days already. So it makes sense to start to restore some part of this battery, but at least like some of them I know for sure they're dead. Like for example, these two battery cells have only 2.6 after charging, so they're dead. So I need to basically take each of these cells one by one and see which one of them is good, which one of them is bad, so on and so on. And we have a lot of things to do. This is a positive, and right below this really thin isolation is negative. If for any case you will just touch each other, this thing will catch on fire. Better to not repeat anything like this. It's always like this. You wanna ask your parents for Kawasaki and they tell you you have a Kawasaki at home. Meanwhile, Kawasaki at home. Holy, 150 done. 300 to go. I don't want to do it one more time. No. Just want to buy pre-built battery and that's it. Do you think that's it? Oh no, remember I said these batteries are unbalanced? So I need to charge them and then to discharge them once more to test their capacity. Easy, right? Note, when you need to do like 400 of them. So while I do that, let's test our motor. Okay, plan is pretty simple. Use this piece of wood, screw it down to the table, and use it as a test setup, because I need to firstly to connect this engine controller to this electric motor, and I have no idea how to do it, so let's try to assemble it all together and see how it goes. So okay, this is what we have so far. So pretty stable. So it's time to clean this up. Put a temporary battery here on the top and try to connect the controller and see will it work or no. The spinny spin, the wheel still doesn't spin. The controller, I just don't have enough power to power it up. So, yep. You've seen before, I tried to assemble temporary battery, it didn't work well. So now I'm trying to revive this battery banks, which is dead because BMS is cooked, but the elements should be still more or less fine. I had a lot of batteries like this one and I just disassembled them, so this is why I have so many cells out of them. But right now I'm just like, you know, just jump wire and just trying to revive like each one by one.
One eternity later.
It's been almost a month and I finally charged this stupid battery. So we have 100 volts here. We have a 100 volts controller, we have a 100 volts wheel, and let's start to try to spin it and see how it works. But the problem is, again, I don't have terminals because I need to connect the battery, so I need to solder it right now. Okay, I found right wires with the fuse. So this is 14AWG. This one is a little bit smaller, so original wires 14WG, but I believe it should be fine because we are not gonna use a lot of current right now, because we basically need just to launch the system, tune it up, and that's it. So for today should be fine, but later on, yeah, we will need to change the battery, not the wires. We're not gonna use this one. So okay, here's the setup. We have current meter with the clamp meter, which will measure the current. And we also have power switch. There was a bit of a spark when I first time tried to connect the wire, because perhaps there's a big capacitor inside of controller. So yeah, so if I turn it on now, it starts beeping because it should be right now in an after-learn mode. So I need to read the manual and understand what am I supposed to do right now. And now we in after-learn mode, I hope so. And let's try and see what's going on.
What do you think?
Okay. After-learn was successful, but we have a problem. It's spinning in the wrong direction. So see this arrow over here? This is where it should start spinning, and you can see we have almost. But check this out.
It works. It works. How can you change the direction? Is it easy?
Okay, I've been going through the settings of this controller, and I found one setting which is motor reverse direction. So basically I just switched these settings, and how you can see. And now, after our motor spins in the right direction, it's time to install it on our drive shaft. Now, the main idea is what I have to disassemble this part of the gearbox. So I will connect the engine directly to the shaft, and I will use one of these holes on a gearbox as a mount for the electric engine, which is good for now because this engine is not gonna go anywhere. It's super heavy.
Yeah, the biggest problem so far is what I don't know where can I drain the oil. I don't see anything down below.
Eventually.
I was able to unscrew this connection over here, and how you can see it's draining oil. I believe it's not the most elegant solution, but at least it works. I don't really want to cut this shaft. I need to have here 7 inches of a drive shaft because it was original measurements. So I want to start assembling this portion of electric engine and see how far it will go. In theory, if we will have the electric engine ending over here, which I think would be the case, we can just extend some kind of like connections over here. So yeah, we can play around and we can just extend this section. If not, we would have to cut it. Before we are going to install it, how you can see this back plate of the electric engine, we need to prepare it a little bit. So we need to drill 12 holes. I already have pre-drilled holes, so I just basically need to use it as a guideline and just, drill each of them. 7 inches and about a centimeter here. I think this is a win. So now I need to figure out how to make mount point over here. But for now, I believe this is success. I think I came up with an idea. It's not that heavy, but I started to hear some sound out of sealant. So yeah, I decided to play safe and just release as much pressure as I can. So this is all set up for today. Let's jump to tomorrow. Woo. Okay, this is just stage 1, but it's already kind of close. Looks terrible. But at the same time, beautiful. I don't know. If somebody were curious how this is supposed to work, first of all, I did realize how lucky I am, because how you can see, there's 4 bolts on each side, and it's like so tight fit. So basically, if I would put a washer here and a nut behind on each of this bolt, it basically compress everything, but it allow me to play this thing a little bit to adjust alignment a little bit. So this is kind of crazy because I didn't plan on any of these things. I really hope one of these bolts will align with the hole on the gearbox. None of them aligned, so yeah. This is kind of crazy, but yeah, technically we would be able to run it today, and how you can see, can you imagine what we are so close to the moment when we finally try to run the engine for the first time? Because, you know, it's been, I don't know how many months, like 6 months since we bought the Yacht.
Mm-hmm.
So after 6 months, we're finally so close to run the electric for the first time. Still kind of in a junky setup, but we need to test it before make it pretty, right? Yeah. When you prepare everything, you're doing everything so careful, find the right tool and everything. And now it's like several minutes till we finally first time launched this fucking system, and I'm just using pliers to tighten the nut because I don't want to go. I'm so hyped. No spark. No spark. Okay, no spark. Not touching anything electric. Woo. Okay, I've been waiting for this moment so long. And if something will go wrong right now, I would be so disappointed. Right now we will use like really low fraction of the full power which we can take. I hope I said everything right. So let's... Should we try?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh, it spins! Wow. Spin's actually super easy. How much power do we consume? I didn't check the whole... I was just looking for the motor, and I didn't check like any numbers. 5 amperes now. This is super nice.
Do you want me to check if we are moving or not?
Oh yeah, for sure we were moving. So okay, everything is good, kinda. But we have a problem. Uneven surfaces somewhere, and because of that, when I start spinning the engine, and see, it start moving back and forth.
Oh yeah, I see.
And this is bad because this basically can destroy the whole thing. And the question is why? Why do we have this thing? Whew, okay, I finally disassembled everything, so you can see everything is here. So it took me about an hour and a half. Everything was smooth except this bolt, which was installed over here. So there was 4 of them. For some reason, at the last moment, it decided that it doesn't want to go anywhere anymore. And how you can see, I applied so much torque to unscrew it, but it's basically tear apart in 2 halves, and it was happening like in the last moment. This was strange. So this mount plate has a little too small diameter to match the shaft, so I have to sand it a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't have a turntable around me at the moment, so I have to use the socket head and a bit of sandpaper. And how you can see, in 5 minutes it's all fit like a glove. And these two details weren't tightened properly, so my goal is to adjust the details as perfectly as I can with the tools I have. I fixed everything. I hope so. I'm so tired. But yeah, how you can see, everything is clean right now. So yeah, let's try to fire up.
Works.
I still see a little bit of uneven vibrations. It looks fine. I like how silent it is.
Way more silent than anything that we have out on this boat.
Now as we have installed the motor and it's kinda running, we need our battery, to have a proper test. And it will take a long, really long time to make. I checked the voltage on the cells one more time, because most of these cells were charged about month or 2 months ago, and I can see the voltage drop on each of them. And if it's like too low, basically this cell doesn't hold the charge and will affect the whole battery model. Right now we will assemble this huge battery 24S 19P. But later on, when we will update our battery, if we will have these modules separately instead of wiring it hardwire together, I can just reassemble each module separately. Plus BMS will also, it's smart BMS, it can show me which battery model is, for example, doesn't work properly, and instead of unsoldering or disassemble the whole battery, I can just disconnect one battery model, tear it apart, or change it for a new one. We will see how it goes, but technically it's a pretty smart idea. It took me 2 weeks to assemble all of this. 24 battery cells. This is a lot. Everything right now pretty exposed, because we need to make sure nothing is overheating and everything is working fine. But yeah, so far so good. We're almost ready for our test run. As you can see, we have remote control, so right now doesn't catch from here. Okay, here we go. So yeah, now the controller is turned off, so just on the press of the button it starts. Here we go. And what you can see right now, it's on the drive right now. We can also switch. Oh, no, not this one. In the reverse, drive, or just go forward. So, need to connect BMS, but we would not be able to go far or fast on this motor. Maybe, I don't know, 1 knot. But it's better than nothing. Now we are going in a hybrid mode. So what does it mean? We still use our gasoline engine, and at the same time we use our electric engine. And we are able to reach 3.2 and 3.3 knots, which is pretty good, because before, when we used just on the gasoline engine, we were able to reach about 4 knots, but RPM was not 1,000 RPM, but was almost 1,800 RPM, which is significant difference. And for electric motor, right now we consume about 400 watts, which is completely not a lot. We will try to do maneuvers right now and see how it goes, but next test will be when we will finish the battery, and we'll just go just electric and see what's the moment when the wires will overheat or the engine will overheat. But yeah, so far pretty good. And now Yacht finally going straight on the course and not just trying to turn constantly on one and another side. So yeah, this is pretty dope.
Now we are using just electric engine. And it feels like we're not moving anywhere.
Yep. Alright, I think it's finally time to do something with the battery, because you can see under all of these pillows, this is where my battery is chilling. It took me quite a while to find a BMS which can handle 100.8 volts, and this is basically was the only one from China. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a more expensive one, but this costed me not that much. The thing is, it didn't have a case or any body at all, and as you can see, I 3D printed a new body for this BMS. It has buttons, it has everything, there is the contacts, and it has ventilation holes for heat dissipation. It's just everywhere, which is cool. And why it has ventilation holes like that? Because it will be mounted directly on the box. Because how you can see, this Home Depot box is gonna be my battery box for permanent, and it's gonna be like that. Yeah, the 3D printer is not the perfect in terms of quality, but I mean, damn it, it's just custom made piece of junk. Yeah. It's been almost a year after our first test, and what we realized, we love it. Yes, it's weak now, but this small motor was proof of concept from the beginning, and it can move us already 1 or maybe 2 knots sometimes, and consuming only 600 to 700 watts of power. So it means the more powerful motor can definitely do our regular 5 knots and more. But just listen how quiet it is. And we are moving completely for free when charging from the sun, and around $1 or $2 per hour when using a generator, which is completely not comparable to our old gas engine, about $40 per hour. During our renovation, we sealed the port exhaust pipe in the hull, and now we're getting ready to swap both engines to something you will be surprised to see. So put a reminder for yourself, because we are preparing a live stream which will be next Friday after we publish this video. There we will tell you more inside information about what options for conversion we considered and what options we choose as our primary one. So see you next Friday, and while we are waiting, what do you think about everything you just seen? Would you like to convert your boat to electric? Let's just chat in the comments. Even though we use right now one gasoline engine, we can use electric motor to help us for maneuvering, and I'll show you what this tiny electric motor is enough for turn this boat around. This is insane. So how you can see right now, I'm backing up with the reverse on electric motor, and it's already enough for moving us backward out away from the dock. And now gasoline. Now again electric. And now we can put electric to the forward gear. And basically what we need to do right now is just only go back a little bit more. Yeah, this is pretty much enough. A little bit more. And now I just put electric motor forward and we start turning. Check this out, we just start turning right away. And I can keep going in reverse, and we'll turn on one place, just insane. This tiny electric motor is enough for maneuvering this huge boat. We're actually going forward right now, so I don't need so much power. Check this out. And we just basically turn around in one place. This is just insane. Now we just keep going forward. And there is another boat. Holy smokes. Okay, we will have a little bit of a waiting period here. Let's get out of here. Alright. That's it. Super easy. I'm a little bit nervous. But yeah.